As we proceed, as promised, we're gonna get straight into it. Hopefully, he can get to the phone. He foreseen that it was a possibility. So, checking out Trio Like Me exclusive. A Trio Like Me exclusive interview brought to you by Trillgear. Also, you can get a trio that I dick it like this here. All you gotta do is holler at me. And just so happen, I got a little overflow. I got an XL in stock and a 2X in stock, already decked out, but it don't have a name on it. So you're gonna be able to get that at a discounted rate. But you better get in me soon, cause it's gonna go fast. I think we got him. Hello?
Call is from a corrections facility and is subject to monitoring and recording.
Thank you for using GTL.
Hey, I got you I got you mic'd up. We on live. But first let me see. How you doing, brother?
Oh man, I'm good, man. Having a good day, you know what I'm saying? Everything live. What's happening?
Man, we're gonna get back into this interview. I'm calling this one part 2, arriving to Ferguson.
Already show.
Okay, so we're gonna get straight into it. We got Cartel on the line, you know what I mean? When we left off, you had arrived to Ferguson, you had got the heart check, you squabbed 3 cats, and then when you came back from visitation after seeing mama, you found that your cell had been ran into and robbed. So if you want to elaborate on that, run us through that and take your time.
Well, you know, that's part of being checked, you know, in prison, you know what I'm saying? You know, when you come, you new, nobody know you, you don't know too many people, you know what I'm saying? You might have some homeboys in there from the free world, but in prison, in the world, like I said, it's two different places, you know what I'm saying? You might have a partner in the world that you're cool with, and then you see him in prison. Back then, you know, he wasn't gonna talk to you till he found out where you gonna stand up and be a man, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, when I came back from visit, you know what I'm saying, fools had to ran in my cell and stole my shit, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have time to buy no lock or nothing, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't buy no lock, so my shit was open. So, you know, I charged my cell up. I'm like, man, what's up, man? Who went in my cell, man? Where my shit at? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he was at work. When they came in my cell, you hear me?
Okay.
So later on, you know what I'm saying, I'm talking to him about it, you know what I'm saying, about who went in my cell. And come to find out, he was riding. He was somebody's boy, you hear me?
Uh-oh.
So, because, you know, it's like this. You know, when you come to prison and you got a cellie, if your cellie a stiff dude, meaning a stand-up guy, people gonna get the okay from him to steal your shit if they want to run in your cell, right?
Right.
Now, if your cellie ain't a stand-up guy, he belongs to somebody, oh, they ain't gonna ask him shit. They just gonna go in there, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So my cellie really was somebody's boy. We call him a kid back then, right? So I just laid low. You know what I'm saying, till I find out. You know what I'm saying? It was like, you know, I'm going to lay low, find out who did it, then I'm going to get at the fool. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, you know, But later on, that's
Think about it. Take your time and think about it. So later on,
I'm saying like, that was it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't, if somebody steals something from you in prison, right? You can't, if you don't know who did it, you can't go to the day room and just disrespect everybody. You know what I'm saying?
right? But you said you laid low. Did you find out who did it?
Oh yeah, I found out who did it, but by the time I found out, he wasn't no longer on the unit. Yeah.
Okay, well, cool. We'll move on to the second question.
Yeah.
All right. So I've heard like when you in prison, like they receive free labor out of the inmates. So did you ever have to like work a job or something like that?
Oh yeah, I was in the fields. I was in the field squad. It's like, prison is like a plantation. Like in slavery. You're gonna go out and work free labor, right?
Damn.
So I was in a host squad, we call it. That's when you go out. At 6 o'clock in the morning, the field officers come in, and they got cowboy hats on and boots with spurs and chaps on, and they telling everybody to get ready for work by a number. Every squad got a number. So back then, I think I was in like 17 holes, yeah?
Okay.
17 holes going out, 25 holes, 16 holes, 10 holes, 12 holes. They call all the numbers going out, and everybody get up and line up. They take us outside and put us on the trailer. They get their guns and their weapons, you know what I'm saying, get on their horses, and they pull us out there on the trailer to the fields where we work. Everybody get their garden tool like agate, or you get your grubbing hoe or shovel, or you might be working with an axe, or you might be sharpening the agate up or something.
How long you got to work out there?
Well, we used to work, back then, we used to work 2 halves. Back then when I first came, you went to work at 6 in the morning, and you got off at 11:45. You went inside the building and go eat. You go eat chow, and then at 1 o'clock you going back out there till 5 something. Yeah?
Oh, goddamn! What? Okay, so what's the benefit? Like you gotta do that?
Yeah, if you don't work, they'll lock you up, and they'll take all your privileges away. You won't have a radio. You won't have nothing. They'll put you in solitary, and it's so hot out there, man. It's so hot in solitary. You gonna wish you gonna want to come from back there. You ain't got no property or nothing. So they, but and if you don't work, you know what I'm saying? They take all your privileges. So people want to work. You want to work. You want to go home. You want to make parole. You got to go to work. You know what I'm saying?
So what type of shit was going on out there? I know y'all seen snakes. Did anybody like get frustrated and fight, or anybody try to run? Like, tell me about that shit.
Man, the fields, man, was like a boxing ring. You know what I'm saying? The fields was like, man, you see fights all day long in the fields, man. You know what I'm saying? When I first got there, that was my first fight in the fields was I was in 17 hole. My field officer, Peacock, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And when I got out there, I ain't never cut no grass with no hoe. A hoe is a tool, it's a garden tool. Yeah, we call it a hoe, right?
Right.
So I went outside, I get my hoe off the trailer, everybody getting their tool that they gonna work with. And we had to walk up in this field, and the grass was like taller than me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They got snakes in there. I'm talking about they got some fields. You hear me?
Hey, so, man, I ain't gonna try to rush you, but we gonna have to wrap it up in probably about 8 minutes. So kind of get to some of the parts that you really want to tell me about.
Well, let me go through it. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell my story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we kind of on the time limit, so just kind of get me through that.
Okay, well, we go to the fields, and we get our garden tool, and you got a lead row and a tail row, so we hitting on it, right?
Okay.
So while we hitting on it, you know what I'm saying, I'm new. So when I'm hitting on it, I was talking shit to you all day. They calling at you, calling your names and stuff like that. So every officer in the fields, he got somebody that a hitman, you're an inmate that's gonna beat you up if you don't work. Every house out there had different guys that they sick on you, jump on you, right?
Okay.
So I didn't know none of this. You know, I'm 17 years old, so I'm working. And the officer telling me, hey, you need to get your grass, boy. You need to get your grass, new boo. So I'm like, man, I'm getting my grass. I'm working hard, man. My hands bleed. I got callus on my hands, you know what I'm saying? And I'm holding this wood axe, and my hands purple, man. Blood coming from them. I'm working. It's hot. It's about 90-something degrees outside, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So another guy come get behind me. So when he got behind me, this dude started talking crazy to me. So I'm telling him I'm working. So the officer took his cowboy hat off. That means get me. I didn't know then, but I know now.
Okay.
He took his cowboy hat off. The dude behind me, he called me out. Say, man, come on out here, man. You don't want to work. So I start fighting him. So when me and him start fighting, I drop him, you hear me? So when I dropped him, man, I had a round of applause. You know, everybody out there was like, ooh, because, you know, the dude I dropped, he been knocking dudes out. You know, he been fighting for the laws out there, right?
Okay.
So I didn't understand then, so I threw my hanky there. I was like, man, I ain't working no more. Fuck this shit. I go off on Mr. Peacock. He hold his gun like, get back. I'm like, man, you did that. You told me, count me out. I didn't understand the game then, right?
Right.
So my celly, he been locked up a long time, so he tell me, he say, man, look, celly, I talk to you, you know, tell you what's going on, you know what I'm saying, when you get in the cell. So I'm like, man, I don't even want to talk to you. You riding, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But he know the game. He know what was going on. So we got in the cell. He told me what happened, you know what I'm saying, let me know. You know what I'm saying? Say, man, you knocked that dude here and got, man, you going to have it your way now. That officer's going to cut for you because you knocked this boy out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, you beat up his hitman. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah, I still don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? I'm still mad because this officer supposed to be over us. He told the dude to jump on me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's the day I met my boy, Baby Cash. You know what I'm saying? That same day. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you want me to go into that? We got enough time.
If you can call back again once we run out, we're gonna keep going. But I don't really want to name drop. You know what I mean? So you can kind of set it up, but don't name drop because I don't want no attraction from nothing what other boys doing. This is exclusively from me to my brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's
hey, but let me ask you this. But you'll probably get another one where you could do that. But look, what kind of food y'all had to eat in there?
Oh, the food, man. We had, you know, the food back then, man. Back in '92, you know, the food was enough, but it wasn't good. You know what I'm saying? You might have a rock in your food, or some dirt in your food, or some tobacco somebody done chewed up and spit it in the food. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you know, we got food because they worked us. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know, we had commissary. So most of the time, you know, I used to go to commissary, man, before I eat that stuff that they fed us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, I had commissary, so we'll cook, you know, use hot water, bust some soups down, man, make a spread, Jack Mac spread. Back then they had cans, you know?
Yeah, okay.
Cans, everything was canned goods, everything pouches. Now come in bags, you know?
Let me ask you another question. Was it any fighting in the child hall?
Man, there was fights in the child hall. Back then it was riots in the child hall. You know, man, guys was getting stabbed in the child hall. You know, you got to understand that, you know, back when I came to prison, man, prison was real. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Gang members, you know, the Texas syndicates, you know, the domestic mafias, all of them was doing time in population. They got them all in seg now. 95, they came around and they segged all the gang members. But back then, the gang members was on the yard. You hear me? They walked around like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And back then, man, shit, you know, things was real then. You know, everything was organized, man. Even the benches where you sit at was organized. You couldn't come in the day room and just sit on any bench. You walked in the day room and you sat on the front bench or the wrong bench, nobody was going to tell you to move. They was just going to break your jaw, beat for you, hit your side of your head, knock you off the bench. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
You know, so, you know, but, yeah, man, they had riots, food fights in the child hall. You know, I remember one Christmas, 93, you know, they had the biggest food fight, man. They gassed the whole child hall out behind that food fight. You know what I'm saying?
So was a food fight more like the inmates having fun, or was that like some violent type shit?
You know, it was just fun, you know, but just everybody, somebody threw some food without saying nothing. Hit somebody, another dude threw some food, hit the wrong person. Next thing you know, everybody just throwing food. So they feed us good. And they ended up turning to the whole child hall just throwing food. You know what I'm saying?
Damn. So
And
what?
they shot the gas gun in there. They closed the door and shot the gas gun, fill it up with smoke. Made everybody lay down and choke. We choking and spitting everywhere and throwing up. And I mean, you know, that gas, man, that gas for real. You hear me?
So one of the
Gas
days,
don't.
where y'all got the best food, y'all just start throwing this shit.
One more time, I didn't hear you.
One of the days y'all got the best food of Christmas, y'all just start throwing this shit.
Man, Christmas and Thanksgiving is something we wait for every year. Christmas and Thanksgiving is the best time.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Okay.
You know,
go ahead, run
they
that
gonna
out.
give us a hot tray and a cold tray. The cold tray got desserts on it, and the hot tray gonna have a piece of ham, some chicken or something, or some ribs or something, some beans, some potatoes or something, you know. But it ain't gonna be, you know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be cooked right, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, bars get full, they go to throwing shit, you know.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hey, you gonna be able to call back?
Yeah, man, you know, we can finish the interview, man. I can call out till they turn the phones off, you know?
Yeah, I want you to call back one more time. We're gonna go through a few more questions, and you'll be able to elaborate for that whole 15 minutes. But I'm glad you're doing all right, and we got people in here checking it out.
All right.
So just make sure you call back when it hang up.
Thank you for using GTL.
Already. Hey, we got a soup chat off in here. Taylor Ray, appreciate that. Yeah. Y'all hit that like button. I got about, let me see how many more questions. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anybody want to add a question before he called back? Anybody want to add a question? Let me know right now. Know what I'm talking about. I got, let me see. Yeah, I got 5 more. I only got 5 more I'm going to ask on this session. But appreciate that soup chat, Taylor Ray. It's going down. You know what I mean? Yeah, dog. I'm glad he able to use that phone to get it off. Know what I'm saying? Back jamming. Yeah, yo. What y'all doing on this Friday night? I'm chilling, interviewing Cartel, getting some Trillgear together. I'm doing what I does. Bringing you an exclusive. Know what I'm saying? But if anybody got a question they want to ask, drop it right now before he call back so I can add it to the list. Drop it right now so I can add it to the list. Know I'm talking about. This boy, Hezeleo, it is what it is. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, I told him we'll go ahead and get this here popping. Some people just not made to rap already. I got you. Jay, let me see. In this thing, free Cartel. Hey, appreciate that. Yeah. So when he come back, we gonna finish it off. I got 1, 2, 3. I only got 5 more. I'm not gonna go too deep because I want them to be able to elaborate for the time that we have. Let me see. We going right back in it. Yeah. Give me a second.
Thank you for using GTL.
Right back at it. Hey.
Hey, what up, man? Already?
Yeah. We right back at it. Let me see. Okay. I'm gonna pick up on where I left off. You told me about the food. You told me about the child hall popping off. Let me just go out there and ask you this. And you ain't got to get too in detail, but just tell me what you want. have you ever seen somebody get hurt really bad?
Man, you know, I just seen dudes get killed in the penitentiary, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I just seen dudes get their head bust open. I just seen dudes get stabbed. I just seen dudes get clicked on. I just seen dudes get stumped to death. You know what I'm saying, man? Prison was violent back then. You seen that every day, all day, man. Every day. You know what I'm saying? On Ferguson. Each wing. I mean, you see the officers running up and down the hallway, you know, fight. You know, you might see a dude running to the infirmary with the officer. He got a shank stuck up in the side or something. And you really like, man, dude, this dude really got a knife coming out his, you know, hanging out his side. Yeah. You know, it was like a movie, man. You know what I'm saying? It was, you know.
So when you say like somebody getting clicked on, describe that.
I mean, clicked on, you know, it's like, you know, like same way in the world. You know, you might start out fighting one-on-one, and then, you know, you got these guys, you know, they've been together. Say you come in prison, you come to a wing, you knew, right?
Right.
So when you pull up, you don't know these dudes. They've been together 10, 15, 20 years on the same wing, you know, at the same unit. These dudes is like brothers. A lot of brothers in prison, a lot of dudes in prison, they got bonds built with dudes on the inside, bigger, you know, realer bonds than they got with their own family. You know, we become brothers in the struggle, you know what I'm saying?
I got you.
So you will see, all right, you will see guys, you know what I'm saying? So you come in and one dude fight you, and then you get the best of his homeboy, and he don't know you, so everybody in the day room might want to jump in, you know what I'm saying? So you get beat up by 6 or 7 dudes at one time, stumped out, you know? And the officers, you know, back then, the officers, they didn't care. It wasn't a safe prison program then. You know, they didn't have a safe prison act then. Back then, you get beat up, your shoes get took or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The officers gonna turn their head, they gonna go the other way and watch. You know, they ain't gonna kill, huh?
What is the Safe Prison Act?
The Safe Prison Act is I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think George Bush, one of the presidents, brought the Safe Prison Act in when if something go on, you feel like your life in danger, or you feel threatened, you can go talk to an officer, and the officer gonna act on it. He gonna act on it, meaning if you go say, hey officer, I'm feeling like my life in danger, they gonna check you out, and they gonna go put you somewhere like in SEG, or put you in PhD somewhere in transit to where nobody can get to you no more.
Okay.
Back then they didn't have that. You know, if you go tell, shit, you ain't got nothing coming. They gonna leave you right there till you die. Whatever happened to you. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Let me ask you a 2-part question. Did you ever see like drugs and weapons in the prison?
Man, you can get anything in the penitentiary except a car. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? Man, I just seen everything in prison, man. You see in the streets except a car.
God damn.
You know what I'm saying? You get the pussy now if you got the money, you hear me?
Already. Okay, well,
yeah,
shit.
Man, you know.
What about the weapons? Do they pretty much just homemade make the weapons?
Yeah, man. Hey, man, a weapon in prison, a weapon become made from, you know, your fan. They sell fans in the commissary, and the fans got this big old motor on it, right?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So a person will break their fan down, and they'll take the motor, they'll put the motor in 2 socks, you hear me? And when they put that fan motor in 2 socks and wrap it around their heads and hit you with it, man, it's like hitting you with a sledgehammer, you hear me?
God damn.
You know? So, you know, we go to the fields outside, you know, they got all kind of metal on the ground, you know. Dude be looking on the ground, you know, you got dude work in the kitchen with real knives, so you can buy a knife if you got the money, you know what I'm saying?
Going down.
Man, you can get...
Any other memory you like to share about Ferguson, and how long were you on Ferguson?
Well, I was on Ferguson from 92 to 94.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, the memories I got from Ferguson, man, was this, man. You know, the memories, man, Ferguson, I'll never forget Ferguson because Ferguson, man, was raised me. You know, the guys on Ferguson, man, you know, the things that I went through when I got there, man, you know, it's like they built me into who I was, man. You know what I'm saying? Meaning they taught me, I thought I knew how to fight when I got to Ferguson, but, you know, I learned how to fight real good on Ferguson, you know, because I had to fight all the time, you know. You never know when somebody gonna come up to you and tap on your shoulder and say, man, let me look at you. You know, it was like a sport, an everyday thing, man. We go to the day room, we fight. We go to the field, we fight. I mean, to where you waking up knowing you're gonna have 2-3 fights today or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You couldn't come to the day room with your shower shoes on, some slides. You gotta have your tennis on. Because you ain't got your tennis on, you slipping. So even if you're gonna wear your shower shoes, you gotta put your tennis down right there just in case somebody call you out so you can, you know, put your shoes on, you know. I fight barefooted, you know. Tennis don't make a boxing game, but I'm saying it's good to have some shoes on, you know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. What about on the rec yard?
Oh, on the rec yard, like, as for what? Like
Recreation, like niggas fighting out there.
You know, they got fights on the rec yard, in the day room. It might be a time we out there on the rec yard, they fighting on the rec yard. You know, it's 4-5 fights going on at one time on the rec yard. You know, 2 dudes over here in the corner fighting, 2 dudes in the middle of the rec yard fighting, 2 dudes by the basketball fighting, goal fighting. And then they got 2 dudes in the day room. They fighting in the day room too. You know what I'm saying?
Sound like hell.
Like, that's how it really was, man. You know, it was really like that. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, you know, you hear these stories and these youngsters coming in now, you know, they ain't seeing that part. Right. And they like, man, for real, it was like that. Yeah, it was really like that. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know, it was really for real, man. You know.
So you did you did 20 years that first time. So you left Ferguson after 2 years. What other prisons you went to?
Well, they opened up a unit called Terror Unit in Littleton, Texas, man. It's called Pulaski Unit now. That's where they house death row inmates at now. But back then, they had just built that unit, and they opened it up, and half of Ferguson was shot over there, transferred over there to Livingston Unit, Terror Unit. So when we got the Terror Unit, it was like, you know, Beto, Ferguson, Cofield, Michael's unit. It was like the worst of the worst from each one of these units they put on, shipped over to the Terror Unit, right? Okay. So Terror Unit became one of the most dangerous, most bloodiest units, most murders in history of Texas prison system. You hear me? Right. I mean, the news stayed over there, man. Every week somebody was getting killed over there, right? I mean, you can look that up on the internet. It's still there, you know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah, man, I got over there, man. It was, you know, I was on closed custody over there, man. It was hell, you hear me?
Tell us about it. We're going to ride out with that, and then we're going to ask you one more question. So tell me about Terror Unit.
Well, Terror Unit, when we got the Terror Unit, man, it might sound crazy, man, but when we left Ferguson and we got the Terror Unit, it was like the whole M&N block. M&N block on Ferguson Unit was closed custody. And back then, I was on M block. So M&N block got shipped to closed custody Terror Unit. So we all on the bus, man. We on the bus. The only thing we got, no shoes on. We shackled down from head to toe. Man, we ain't got no underwear. All we got on is pants and jumpsuit, like a jumpsuit. You know what I'm saying? Right. And they chained us all up like animals, man. And sent us over there on the bus was packed, man. And when we got there, we was happy because we was like, man, this is a brand new unit. It got air conditioning. I mean, we thought we was in paradise, man, when we got the Terror Unit. We was like, man, this is a blessing. You know, we looking around, they got AC, big windows, clean cells, big cells. you know, the cells on Ferguson is so small, you and your cellar can't stand up together on the same floor.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? That's how much room we had on Ferguson. You got to be on your bunk if your cellar get up to use the restroom because the cell is so small, you know?
Right.
So when we got the chair, we had big cells, lots of table in the cell, and it had air conditioning. So we was like, man, yeah, this is a blessing. We felt like, you know, we got blessed to be on that unit. But like I say, when you open up a new prison, it gotta be a war's gonna stop because it's like church. Everybody, you know, we only had one TV, and on Ferguson we used to have two TVs. The Mexicans had a side, we had a side, the blacks. So we had one TV now, so we had to, you know, make up how we gonna live. We gotta live here, so the blacks get one day to watch what they want, the Mexicans get one day to watch what they want, and on weekends, sports is mandatory. It's gonna be on sports. So, you know, we had rides behind the TV, man. You know what I'm saying? To where some dudes didn't want to let the essays watch what they want, put it on videos on their day, and next thing you know, they come out with knives and go to stabbing us and stuff, and we got to pull our knives out. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It was wars in there, man. When it first opened up, you know, fights every day because Cofield didn't get along with Ferguson, and Ferguson didn't get along with Clemens' unit. You know, everybody, it wasn't cities, it was units fights.
Damn.
Like, you know, usually it'd be Houston and Dallas dudes not liking each other, but back then we got the terror unit. It was, you know, units fighting. You know what I'm saying? Ferguson dudes fight Cofield dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Establishing you know, everybody was trying to establish their reputation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Their reputation as coming from this unit. You know, Cofield wanted to be harder than Ferguson. Ferguson wanted to be harder than Cofield. So it was like, man, that's how it was, man. It was. You know, it was going down, man. You know what I'm saying?
How long you stayed on terror?
Well, I stayed on terror, man. About 9 months.
And you got shipped again?
I got shipped from over there because the 9 months I was there, a riot happened. The officers and the inmates, a riot kicked off and somebody got killed. 2 people got killed that day. And the next morning they shipped everybody, you know.
Okay. Where did you go from there?
I went to McConnell unit, Beeville, Texas, man.
Okay.
In Beeville, Texas, I shipped way on the other side of Texas, man. The Panhandle, like Beeville, McConnell unit.
So compared to Terrell and Ferguson, what you thought about the McConnell unit?
McConnell? I mean, it was all the same, you know, like, but because it back then, like I say, it was a policy, it was rules, and dudes, you know, it wasn't like now, you know, it wasn't based on games. Like now, the prison is based on games. Back then, you couldn't come in and say I was a Crip or I was a Blood, and a person was gonna lock C's or B's with you, and it was cool. You couldn't come in there and say I was this or that. You know, it was about where your heart at. You was gonna get checked regardless. You know what I'm saying?
You have 1 minute
Okay.
remaining.
Let me ask you one question, and we're gonna ride out on that minute. When was the last time you celebrated a birthday actually free?
And I ain't celebrated a birthday since free.
Yeah.
1991. Yeah, man, that's one of the things I really, man, I think about. You know what I'm saying? I really want to. I never had a birthday free that I remember. You know, I had a cake or some friends come over and they had a party or something. You know, that's what I really
how
look
old were
forward
you
to,
then?
man, to celebrate.
91. How old were you? 91.
In 91, I was 15.
So you ain't celebrated a birthday free since 15.
And I got out of TYC in 91 state school, and then I went and got certified, and then, you know, I've been gone. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay, we finna run out.
Thank you for using GTL.
Well, there it is, folks. We'll get back on it. I'm trying not to, you know what I'm saying, go there emotionally, but I know what he's talking about. 1591 birthday. at the crib on 6th Street. Yeah, man, say, if any of you young cats see this here, my advice would be stay out of them situations, man. This world is big. You can move around, make some things happen, and go to some high heights. He been incarcerated since he was a kid. He never got to live a regular life. We grew up way too fast. But I'm doing this not to just exploit my brother's situation. I'm doing this so hopefully a younger individual will hear some of this and get a message out of it. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what it is. That was part 2. That was part 2. Ask him, did he know Dewberry? He gone. But he know, I think he mentioned Dewberry brother before. Cornelius Dewberry. I think he mentioned him. He was locked up with all them OG niggas from back in the day, you know what I mean? So he know a lot of everybody. But look, we gonna get back on this another day. You know what I mean? Taylor Ray, I appreciate that soup chat, you know what I'm saying? Jay, you look like a new name. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Everybody who was in here, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all already know what it is. It is what it is. It's gonna be what it's gonna be, and it's gonna do what it's gonna do. Long live the pimp and Mama West. Free young pimp, man. And also go to their website, and like I said, get trilled out. I'm out.